What up, everybody? You're now tuned into Jaguars Daily. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley, and I'm here to give you Jags news daily. Got to get you that daily football fix. You don't got to steal your mama TV. You don't have to do something strange for a piece of change. Just come over here and support your boy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and get your daily fix. Because that's how we do it over here. For sure. So today, kind of do a State of the Union of the AFC South. Just quick synopsis on each team and what their headline probably is going into the year, and surprise. Of course, always centers around leadership, whether it's in the front office, if it's the ownership, the front office personnel, or the coach and quarterback. It always centers around those things, man, because that's the top, and that's where dysfunction or success starts. So, first and foremost, we have the Houston Texans, man. The Houston Texans. D'Amico Ryans has done an excellent job. His 3 years there. The defense has been absolutely rolling. Had some doubters on the Will Anderson pick. Look how that turned out. I mean, from Derek Stingley Jr. and Jags fans, you may hate him, but Aziz Alshir is real deal. I mean, you have Jalen Petrie. I mean, Kamari Lassiter. You name it, man. They got some guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively is where they're going to have to make their biggest jump. One of the biggest issues is they can't block it up consistently for a long period of time, man. It's just what it is. It's a problem. And it's affected C.J. Stroud as well. His problems may go beyond that. Don't know, but just looking at the immediate problem I see, and one of the immediate problems is him not being protected sometimes. But one of the worst games I've ever seen a quarterback play in a playoff game, just a high stakes game, period. Dude, like, you had to consider at some point sitting C.J. Stroud and playing Davis Mills. You had to. The thought had to come into the back of their mind against the Patriots, man. Against the Patriots, dude. If they would have just kicked field goals most of that game and not turned the ball over, they would have won the game. That's how good Houston's defense was, man, and is. It's what it is. So C.J. Stroud has been trending downward since his rookie year. Don't know what the problem is, the issue. What is it? Is that two offensive coordinators now that are gone? Man, who knows what the problem is? He seemed a little, he seemed detached, especially in the Patriots game. So, man, who knows what's going on with that young man? I'm not too fond of trading assets for aging running back either. They traded a fifth for David Montgomery, which it is a fifth round pick, but I mean, how many running backs we've seen taken in the later rounds that pop? I mean, you could have used that pick on a young back that could have came in and gave you some juice versus a veteran who's what is his eighth year, and yes, he doesn't have a ton of wear and tear on him, because he split time in Detroit, and what do you see? He's only got he got 2,000-yard season, so he hasn't toted the rock a ton. He hasn't been a bell cow, and I don't expect him to be that in Houston. They still need to have somewhat of a rotation there, but man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about trading assets for an aging running back. I'll just go pick one, or hey, if you really needed a back, like Algier. And that tells you all you need to know about Joe Mixon too, about them trading for David. Mixon must be his injury must have been career ending, whatever it was, because it's been very hush hush. Don't know, haven't heard anything about it, but he might not play football again, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, especially those that cover the team, because it's been a shroud of secrecy around that. But at the end of the day, it's simple. This is the bottom line. CJ Stroud, he's either going to be the problem or he's going to be the solution. And right now, he's a bit of both. He's the problem and he's the solution. So he's part of the problem and he's definitely part of the solution. So the Houston has to figure it out. But I still have them being a playoff team next year. Now, how far they'll go is going to depend on CJ. But they're still a playoff team, excellently coached. D'Amico Ryans is an excellent coach. Their ownership is good, because even with the transition from from CJ Stroud era, from the previous era of, say, even the Deshaun Watson, and going from there, they've had success. They've had success for a number of years, and they've had the Jaguars number, so I can't hate on them. They just got to figure out what's up with CJ Stroud. But we're gonna leave it right there, and we got to go on to the Tennessee Titans. You know what? When it comes to the Titans, I'm always biased because it is always French toast the Titans over here, and I ain't talking about food. If you know what I mean. It's always. What, Jags beat them 41-7 and 25-3. It should have been 50. Should have put up 50. 50 the first time, 60 the second time. Don't care. I don't care how bad they are. No. You stab and twist with the Titans, man. That's what you do. So it's what it is. Robert Saleh is a solid hire. I do like the fact that he's going for the all ball team. All his coaches, everybody balls. So you can't outdo anybody with a nice hair. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. We need the advantage of those domes reflecting light. Maybe getting the quarterback's eyes or something. That's what it's about. But ownership, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish in Tennessee. The ownership, I have no idea, no clue. Because number one, Mike Vrabel should still be your coach. If we're really being honest, he should still be the coach because that man is an excellent coach. He just showed it. Competent organization, took him to the Super Bowl in his first year. Say what you want about this schedule and all, because you play who you play. You can't choose your schedule. You play who you play. So I'm not taking anything away from any of those guys in the season that they had, because the Titans need to eat crow from the Mike Vrabel move. It was a silly move. When I saw it, I just couldn't believe it. Now you have Saleh. He's a solid option. You bring him in to get that defense another gut check, which they still have some parts there. I mean, this is not a totally bare team. I mean, at times last year, they looked 3 years away from being 3 years away. It's, just what it is. But, I mean, so far, so good. I mean, just looking at the hiring moves they made a trade here or there. I think they traded one of their tackles away. Houston traded one of their tackles away. Yeah, my bad. And that says a lot because tackles are hard to find. They don't grow on trees. So it's very, very interesting. But Tennessee, I mean, they'll be better next year, especially with a better defense. Cam Ward and this offensive staff and them tailoring the offense around him and him taking that next step, because Cam played some quality football from time to time last year. But Tennessee overall, man, I don't see them making a ton of noise next year. Now it's a weird league when it comes to that, because a team looks that way and then next year they have a turnaround, especially with a favorable schedule, and they'll eke out some games. You're like, oh, so this roster isn't as bad as we thought. Well, we're gonna find out this year with better coaching. No doubt they did upgrade at coach, and let's see about the moves that they make as far as free agency, the draft, and on the trade market. So far, I mean, you traded your stars. You traded your stars away. AJ Brown and Derrick Henry, at the very least, should still be in Titans uniforms. At the very least, you should still have those two. Craziness to me, craziness. But hey, it's the Tennessee Titans. They've been dysfunctional. They're going to be dysfunctional until they aren't. So we're going to leave it at that. And once again, it's French toast to Titans over here. But we're going to leave it right there. We're going to talk about Danny Dimes and the Indianapolis Colts. Man, the Colts are in a conundrum, man. They are. They are. They're in a holding pattern with Daniel Jones, man. Andrew Luck has I wouldn't say he set him back or destroyed, but I mean him retiring when he did and them scrambling to get a quarterback ever since, dude. I mean they've been throwing stuff at the wall just to see what sticks. How many I would like to know how many quarterbacks they've had since Andrew Luck. It has to be at least about 8 or 9 different starting quarterbacks or some crazy number like that. They're in Cleveland territory over a 2-year period of starting quarterbacks. Like Cleveland had like 8 different starting quarterbacks over a 2-year period, something like that. They're in that territory since Andrew Luck left. You know, not a 2-year period. They're not that bad. You know, they've at least found a competent option here or there who could at least give them a season or two. But quarterback, until that changes, this is what it is. I mean, you look at all three: Houston, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. All three right now have question marks at the quarterback position. CJ Stroud is a question mark right now, and he's played himself into that. He wasn't. That's what he played himself into. Tennessee, Cam Ward, he's just young. He's going into his second year, so still a question mark there about his upward trajectory and where he's going to go. And then Daniel Jones. Come on, man. It's Daniel Jones. It's Daniel Jones. What are we doing? Dude, it's Daniel Jones. Are we forgetting? Are we forgetting? Like okay, he had a pretty good year before he got hurt. And they were like on fire, absolutely on fire. Jonathan Taylor was running over everybody, and they were one of the hottest offenses. And then things cooled once he got injured, and the team kind of unraveled a little bit, especially down the stretch, because they started to show a few cracks in the armor before he got hurt. But once he got hurt, it was a wrap after that. I can't pin the rest of that on him. And then the Phillip Rivers sideshow was entertaining, I guess. I mean, where's the can we get a straight to Disney Plus movie on that next year? Something of that nature, please. I would like to know what all went into that, and see the behind the scenes. And let's see that the 44-year-old man come out of retirement to get his head knocked off almost, to prove he can play again, or what? I guess I don't know, man. I don't know. But I mean, that's where Indianapolis is right now, and they just gave Daniel Jones the transition tag, $37 million. I'm like, man, I would have tagged Alec Pierce, number one. I would have tagged Alec Pierce. Then I would have tried to get a deal done with Danny. But dude, I don't think he's valuable enough, especially coming off his injury and because he's injury prone. Like let's not forget what happened in New York. Let's not forget what happened in New York. They wanted to get a deal done with both of them. They couldn't get a deal done with Saquon, so they tagged him, and then they signed Daniel Jones to a long-term deal. After the first year of that long-term deal, they were out. They were done. They made a mistake, which I don't really call it a mistake because you saw the fire and you still walked into the building. So I don't call that a mistake. That's just on purpose right there. That is that's self-sabotage right there. I mean, why are you in the Daniel Jones sweepstakes still? So I don't know. And now Indianapolis has put themselves in it with a flash of good play. And now Minnesota's monitoring the situation. So I mean, who are you gonna lose them to? Minnesota? If you do, so what? Go draft another young quarterback, or go after Malik Willis, or somebody like Daniel Jones. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. And Indianapolis has a good team. They've had a great roster. They've had a great roster for years now. One of the reasons why they have not got over the hump and even been consistently a playoff contender is the quarterback position. That's what it is. And then I didn't even bring up Anthony Richardson. They told him he could seek a trade. That was a failure. Failure. This is where they get the brunt of my frustration and my criticism is what they have done at the quarterback position and what they did to Anthony Richardson. Now, don't get me wrong, Anthony has his issues or whatever, as far as his accuracy and all of that. But he had played like less than 30 games between his last like what 2 years of high school and college. It was like less than 30 games. So he hadn't played much football. I hadn't played much football at all. So you bring him here, you bring him there, and then instead of having him learn and bring him along slowly, teaching, breaking down his old habits, building up better habits, instead of doing that, they put him out there right away. Right away. That's like giving your 16-year-old who's ridiculously reckless a brand new Ferrari for his birthday and expect good things to happen. Yeah, he got his license, but we know he's reckless. So things are going to happen. It's just what it is. So there's no reason that he should have been on the field. He should have been a backup, learning, getting comfortable, and figuring out, what type of player he's going to be or want to be. It's just what it is. So that's abject failure. And so now because of your failure with Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones. Okay, all right, all right. Well, man, Indy fans, I feel for you. I really do. We're gonna leave it right there. I think I've ranted enough about that. That one bugs me, man. Like I could do a whole show on that, but this is Jaguars Daily, not Colts Daily. So but we're gonna leave that right there. We're gonna get to the best, the brightest. What we on? You can't smoke. You can't sniff it, cause we were born with it. The Jacksonville Jaguars, of course. And say what you want, but like I said, Houston quarterback position, question mark. Tennessee, question mark. Indianapolis, question mark. Jacksonville Jaguars, exclamation points, dog. Yes, yes. That's what that's the long and the short of it, man. That's it. That's it. We can end the show right here. That's it. Of course, you continue to build the roster, raising the floor, getting pieces in here, shipping pieces out, getting your pieces in, getting their guys in here because, a lot the guys that are here are majority are not their guys. So they're going to continue to do that and value who they value. But at the end of the day, it's about Trevor, man. It's about Trevor. It's about Trevor, his play on the field, and his relationship with Liam Cohen and Liam's ability to coach this football team to victory. That's what this is about. It's about Trevor. It's about Liam. That's what it's going to come down to. In a pinch, when we need it, when we have to have it, those two have to go and win it. They have to go and do it. Everybody else is going to follow them. Everybody else is going to follow them because they're the guy. Trevor's going to be the one on the field. Liam is going to be the director. It's what it is, man. So uh, you know, you have a couple of positions that Jacksonville may not value. So running back, of course, is one of those positions. Linebacker, of course, is one of those positions. They may not value it in the way that, we would because, of course, hey, we want Devin Lloyd here, but for that price tag for a player who isn't, on the field every down like Foyer looking, that's a bit much. that's a bit much for a player who's coming off the field situationally. ETN is a running back, and you know what? I love running backs. Favorite position in the NFL, college, high school, backyard. You know, it's what it is. It's always it's been running back or bust. Fred Taylor, reason I fell in love with the game. You can find them now. You can find them. You can find them for cheap, and you can keep finding them for cheap. And then when they price tag get too high, you can let them walk and have another one right behind them in there for cheap, man. It's what it is. There's a plethora of young backs coming into this league that can tote the rock. That's just what it is. And it's about the passing game now. So not only do we need you to tote the rock, we need you to pass protect, and we need you to catch the ball out of the backfield. So, and there's enough guys who can do that. And then if you can't find a single guy, you you can have a couple guys that can do that. So everybody doesn't need you know a bell cow back like a Derrick Henry, or the 1-2 punch of what was David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs and Sonic and Knuckles. Everybody doesn't need that. No, I just need you to, hey, be efficient, get me yards here or there, pass protect, and be an outlet, be check down receiver, and get me some first downs. It's pretty much what I need you to do. We don't need 40 carries from the running backs. It's just that's not the era we're in no more. So because the passing game has become what it is, it's essentially like basketball on grass, man. It's what it is. So the ground and pound is pretty much out of there. Yeah, because fullbacks are gone. So, it is what it is. So there's a couple positions where don't think that they'll value those because you can find them. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen, their relationship, then getting us over the hump. Because when we needed it, what did Trevor do? What did Liam and Trevor do? They got the lead in the fourth quarter twice. Twice. And what did the defense do? They let us down. So they're going to shore that up. I'm sure most resources this offseason is going towards the defense, and a continued effort and growth into Trevor Lawrence, this offense, the offensive line, and getting continuity, bringing along Brian Thomas Jr., putting Parker Washington center stage, getting Travis Hunter back. All of these things are factors. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's about Trevor and Liam Cohen. So we're going to leave it right there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all of my social media. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the new subscribers. I've been seeing the jump. I looked, I think yesterday morning it was at one number. And then I looked again last night before I went to sleep, and it was up 20. So, man, I appreciate you guys. Keep rocking with me. Hey, I'm trying to bring as much quality content to you guys as I can, as in-depth as I can. And I'm not a clickbaiter, so I'm not trying to, oh, man, this may happen or that may happen. No, I'm just give you I'm going to report what's real, and I'm going to give you my opinion about it. That's what we're doing. And even if there's rumors, we're like, well, maybe this has some credence, maybe it doesn't, but we're always going to break it down, man. So keep rocking with me. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, I'll talk to you later, man. Peace out.